What's up guys, infyte here, and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today, we will be going over some potential DLC ideas I had for Mario Kart World. I know the game isn't even out yet, but based on what we know right now, there's either going to be post-launch content updates, or Nintendo is hiding a substantial amount of content from us, which honestly doesn't make any sense considering people are already boycotting the game due to the lack of content for such a high price. Taking this into account, I think it's pretty much guaranteed that we'll be getting some sort of post-launch content updates. With all that being said, make sure to subscribe and join the Discord, link in the description. If you'd like to support the channel further, feel free to become a member of the infyte squad, which gives you special perks like seeing my videos early, priority responses to messages, and a shoutout at the end of all of my videos. My merch store is now available where you can buy infyte merch like shirts, hoodies, and more. All links are in the description, and with all that out of the way, let's begin. So, I want to talk briefly about what I think the DLC will be formatted like. I think there will be free content updates that will be released on a regular basis. Considering how Mario Kart 8 Deluxe plus the Booster Course Pass had 96 tracks and 51 characters, counting the Inklings, Villagers, and Gold Mario separately, for $85, compared to World only having 50 characters and 30 tracks for $80, I think it's pretty safe to say that Nintendo is planning to include the DLC at no additional cost. If Nintendo did charge for DLC, it would probably be the stupidest decision ever made, and would end up getting them in even deeper shit than they've already gotten themselves in. Nintendo knows this game is not up to par with 8 Deluxe content-wise, and there has to be a good reason why the Mario Kart World Direct showed absolutely nothing interesting. Now that I've explained my reasoning, let me show you how I think it'll be released. I believe there will be 4 waves of free DLC containing 4 characters and 4 tracks per wave. I believe these updates will be released over the course of the year, with one releasing about every 4 months. In addition to this, costumes would be released much more frequently, with a set of 10 or so releasing each month, for around 2 years. I decided to go this route primarily because of the games like Splatoon 3 and Pokemon Violet receiving content updates consistently across the course of like 2 to 3 years. Think of this as a free version of the Booster Course Pass for Mario Kart World. Before I get into the DLC ideas, I just want to make note that I do believe that there are a few characters that have not been revealed yet. Specifically, the Koopalings, Dry Bowser, and the Mii. I think these characters are definitely going to be playable in the base roster, but I believe they just have not been included in the demos or trailers yet, similar to Rainbow Road. Considering how there are 8 different sections on the map, I think they will be used as bosses in the game's free roam mode, or some kind of unlockable for the 8 cups. The map resembles the new Super Mario Bros. Game's maps, and I can't help but think that the Koopalings will be bosses in these cups. I don't know how this could be implemented, but I definitely think these characters will be introduced in some form at launch. I also wanted to briefly discuss some of the costumes I could see being added post-launch. Maybe there could be events that add costumes that relate to a season, like a holiday event where you can get Santa Mario and Reindeer Yoshi, an autumn event featuring the Tanuki characters, a cat event featuring the cat characters. There are endless possibilities, as seen in Mario Kart Tour. Maybe they could be earned as rewards for some kind of rankings mode, similar to the Battle Pass in Fortnite. I could definitely see Nintendo taking this route, as it would incentivize players to play online more, which would mean that you would be required to buy the online subscription, which means Nintendo would be making more money in the long run. I'm imagining something similar to Mario Kart Tour's ranking system, but executed in a much better way that won't require hundreds of dollars worth of microtransactions or hours worth of grinding. I also find it very weird how none of the power-up variants of characters have been seen in World yet, despite being the most original form of clone characters. Anyways, onto the actual predictions this time. Wave 1, I believe, would release in July, to coincide with Donkey Kong Bonanza. This wave would include Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Dixie Kong, and as much as I regret saying this, Baby Pauline. It's inevitable at this point, and we might as well just prepare ourselves for it. The tracks would include DK Jungle Parkway, Lakeside Park, Donkey Kong Island, and New Donk Sprint. I chose these tracks because they resemble the Donkey Kong theme, and it would be really neat to see the Donkey Kong Island get a track after all this time. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the reason why there's no other Kongs in the roster at launch, despite how much Nintendo has been treating them recently. Wave 2 would be a November release, and would feature a Bowser's Bosses theme. The characters I included were King Bob-omb, Ninja, Boom Boom, and Pom Pom. The tracks I decided to include were Wii Luigi Circuit, Abandoned Dojo, Bob-omb Factory, and Electrodrome. Electrodrome is one of the most likely tracks for Mario Kart 8 to return in my opinion, mainly because of how iconic it is. Wii Luigi Circuit is more of an out there pick, but since we don't really have a Luigi themed track yet, I think this would be a pretty good choice for one. I think a Karate Dojo would be really cool in this game, and would allow lots of exploration that hasn't been seen in Mario Kart. Bob-omb Factory would also be really cool, because surprisingly, we haven't had a Bob-omb themed track yet in Mario Kart after all these years. Wave 3 would be a March release, and would introduce Petey Piranha, Poochie, Womp, and Talking Flower. Originally, I had Poplin in this slot, but considering how Talking Flower was revealed to be a prominent character in Super Mario Party Jamboree TV DLC, I think they would include him over Poplin or Prince Florian. The tracks I decided to include are Delfino Square, Poisoned Waters Lake, Paratroopa Heights, and Piranha Plant Pipeline. I think these characters and tracks fit the springtime theme pretty well, and I know lots of people who would be excited for Talking Flower as a character. The fourth and final wave would be an anniversary kind of event, celebrating 1 year of the game's release. This wave would feature 3 newcomers and 1 special character. The characters would include Luma, Cappy, and Chain Chomp, all of which have been highly requested playable characters in the past, and in addition, would include a playable Magikoopa, which would be an unlockable character after unlocking every driver, not counting costumes, in the game. Personally, I don't think this is likely, considering it's very clear they wanted Kamek to be an item. Oh, I'm sorry, comic. But I've seen some people talk about the possibility online, and I thought it would be interesting to mention it. The tracks included in this wave would be Crystal Caverns, Kamek's Library, GBA Bowser's Castle 4, and GCN Rainbow Road. I do think we will get a Kamek-themed track, regardless of if he becomes playable or not. I believe that after these 4 waves of updates, we could potentially see some paid DLC later down the line, but considering how much content I think would be added post-launch, I don't want to push it too much. Nevertheless, I'm beyond excited for Mario Kart World, and really the Switch 2 in general. Now that I'm finishing up my sophomore year of college, expect a few more videos coming soon. If you've enjoyed, please make sure to share the video with your friends so it can reach as many people as possible. And with that, thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channels. Take care, and bye-bye.